The movement of National Guard troops to the Mexican border has already begun.
But not in California. Texas and Arizona are sending hundreds of Guard troops to the border, and there could be more coming. KCAL 9 political reporter Bryan joins us now with more.
Trump administration pushing hard on this, and then, like you say, the border guard is now on the way. The first round of National Guard troops, nearly 500 altogether, are arriving at the border during the next 24 to 48 hours. Defense Secretary James Mattis signed a memo tonight that says the Guard will not be used for law enforcement or interaction with immigrants unless Secretary Mattis specifically approves that. And the troops will be armed only if required for self-defense. But here in California, no troops are on the move, at least not yet. With the rumble of helicopter engines, the Texas National Guard began moving 150 Guard troops to the Mexican border on Friday to join 100 who were already there. The first step in carrying out President Trump's order for 2,000 to 4,000 Guard troops to be sent to the border to back up the Border Patrol.
This deployment has begun with the movement of equipment and troops today. Within 72 hours, the Texas Military Department will have 250 personnel, along with ground surveillance vehicles.
And Arizona will deploy about 150 National Guard troops to the border next week to help free Border Patrol agents to work in the field. The troops will provide reconnaissance, operational and logistics support, and will construct border infrastructure, according to the Associated Press. Former Arizona Governor Jan Brewer says the Guard will be a great help at the border.
They can be the eyes and the ears of the Border Patrol. They go up in cherry picker type equipment, and they can see down the border, and then they can notify the Border Patrol of where they're coming across.
But the governors of California and New Mexico have so far not announced they'll participate in the National Guard border support mission. We reported on Thursday that Governor Brown and his staff are talking with the feds about the Guard request, but no decision was expected this week.
George. George.
Meanwhile, CBS News reports the caravan of immigrants from Central America, many of them fleeing violence and murders in Honduras, have now been reduced to 300 to 350 people as they head north toward the U.S. border. In preparation for that, Attorney General Jeff Sessions announced a zero-tolerance policy for immigrants illegally crossing the southwest border. Sessions issued a warning to those who try. I warn you, illegally entering this country will not be rewarded, but will instead be met with the full prosecutorial powers of the Department of Justice. Now, also tonight, President Trump has signed a memorandum directing his administration to figure out how to end immigrant catch and release practices. Under catch and release, undocumented immigrants who are awaiting an immigration hearing are released rather than holding them in custody. The Trump administration is now targeting catch and release after failing to get congressional agreement on a DACA compromise and making little progress on the border wall. Lena?
Yeah, so David, it's been widely reported that the movement of the National Guard to the border is primarily a political stunt. But what do the numbers say?
Well, the numbers actually tell a kind of a different story. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency reports that in March, last month, they apprehended more than 50,000 immigrants who were trying to cross the border illegally. But last year, in the same month, there were only about 16,500 arrested at the border. That's an increase of about 200% this year. The Trump administration says that's because of the Trump effect, getting tough at the border, is starting to wear off, and because they say immigrants realize they could be released under what we just talked about, the catch and release policy, which, like I say, we just reported on. Peter, Lena, back to you.